Okay, so one of my obsessions this year, note fragrance notes obsession. I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna leave that there so y'all can see it. One of my fragrant notes obsessions. It's try that again. One of my fragrance note obsessions of this year has been iris. It came out of nowhere because I really was never an iris person, but all of a sudden I tried one and it just blew me away. And I was like, OMG, I need this in my life. And then the avalanche began where I needed to try these irises. And it's just, it happened. It happened. So let's talk iris. Okay, so part of the reason why I really wasn't an iris person is because iris does tend to make things powdery. Orris root is the root of iris, makes things a little powdery. And iris, a lot of fragrances, iris fragrances could be a little too powdery to my nose. However, I've been finding these kind of elegant irises, and I've gotten different styles of iris, and now all of a sudden I'm an iris girl. I don't know where it came out of, but I don't know. I don't know. Now the thing with iris is iris is kind of old. It has this old fashioned vibe to it. Very and I don't mean old fashioned in a bad way, but iris is a note that has been around forever. It's not like oud all of a sudden came out and everybody was wearing oud. Iris is a classic feminine note. Makes things powdery, gives us this lipsticky vibe. So I think that I kind of identified iris for so long with old women, just being real. But I'm an old woman now, and I can appreciate older women fragrances. Not that these all are, but I'm just saying that's where my head was, I guess, when I was younger, because I associated iris with older women because they always smelled like that. It was a very powdery, very elegant vibe, and maybe I just wasn't ready for it, but now I am. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk. Once again, iris is a beautiful flower. If you, it's a beautiful spring flower. Comes in all different colors. Personally, I love irises. When I see them in gardens, I think they're just beautiful. They're so statuesque. They stand out. They like, hey, I'm here. And orris root is used. Orris root is actually used in potpourri. Remember when potpourri was big, y'all? Remember when we used to have a big old bowls of potpourri in our house, and we thought we was doing something, and we had to get some refresher oil because it only gonna last for so long. But you had them big ass bowls, girl, honey. I used to make potpourri and stuff, and I ain't even gonna lie. That was some of the tackiest stuff, but that was the 90s, y'all. Okay, but anyway, let's get back to iris. So let me tell you how this obsession began. Let's just start, and it's a classic. It's a classic. Guerlain's Insolence. This was sent to me as somebody sent this to me, and this beautiful iris violet took me over the edge, y'all. I was like, is this what I'm missing? Oh, okay, let me get all the irises I can find. And this one is just so gorgeous. It is it is a classic iris. Got a little lipsticky vibe, sweetness to it. And yeah, I'm sorry, I just love it. Insolence. This ain't for everybody, but if you like iris, you have to have some insolence in your life. So there's insolence. And then, and another one that really took me out was this one, was Tuberose number one by Histoire de Parfum. Now this is a tuberose fragrance. It's got tuberose, but what it really has, it has this beautiful, strong, vibrant iris in the beginning. And the iris is strong and beautiful, but it's not a powdery iris, it's a floral green iris. And it's just strong and beautiful, and I love it. And it's just so refreshing on the skin. And then the tuberose takes over. And what it does is, this is a good tuberose for people who are scared of tuberose, because the iris balances it up and brightens it up so it's not as heavy. This is a very light, bright iris tuberose. So that's Iris. This is tuberose number one, Capricious by Histoire de Parfum. Then I got this one. I'm trying to go kind of in chronological order of the things that I got. Then I got this. This is Shanghai Tang Black Iris. I am sorry this is discontinued and you probably cannot find it. But if you do, get it. Oh, it is a stunning, stunning iris. But this is more floral. This isn't super powdery. It's not super lipsticky. This is just a fresh, green, sexy iris. It's beautiful. The florals are strong. This is very inviting. You could choke somebody out with this and smell gorgeous while you're doing it. But yeah, this is Shanghai Tang Black Iris. Mm-hmm. This one right here, I love. This is Splendida de Iris. This is Iris d'Or by Bulgari. Now, you see, I don't wear this a lot, and you want to know why? Because it don't last on my skin. I would buy another bottle of this, but no, it doesn't last. But it's the sweet iris. It's got the sweetness to it. It is. Spray this something. Just a little spray. Yes, it's sweet, green, fresh iris. Just feels like you've been walking through a meadow of flowers, but it just don't last. It don't last. She don't last, but she's gorgeous. So if you could try her and she lasts on you, it's a beautiful iris. It just don't last on you at all. That's all. That's all. Now let's talk this. This is Iris Fauve by Atelier des Ors. This is my most unisex iris. Jerry from Shaston 773 gave this to me to try. And this was like a turn on too, because this is a deep, rich iris. It's kind of got it's more of a winter fragrance. Let me spray this because it's been a minute since I've worn this. It is like more for the colder weather. Yeah, and so this is more unisex. This is my most unisex iris. The iris is prominent, but as it dries down, it gets deeper, a little more ambery. It's really quite beautiful. Then we have, let's go with this. Then we have Fleurs de Citronnière by Serge Lutens. And this is a lemon base, but the iris is there to balance out that lemon. So it gives it kind of a powdery vibe, slightly lipsticky, very elegant, very beautiful for every day. So this is Fleurs de Citronnière. Then I had to get this. Iris Prima by Penhaligon's. She's stunning. This is a leather iris. It's got a little leather note to it, so it gives it a little, makes it a little stronger, you know. Now the thing with Iris Prima is, I'm gonna talk about this in a complimented video, but I was wearing this. Somebody I know smelled it so much on me. She was like, "Please, I need this in my life." So I found her bottle. You know, somebody was selling the bottle, got it for her because she was bugging me about it. It smells so good to her. But it is a beautiful. It's got this leathery vibe to it, so it gives it a little edge. So it's an iris with an edge to it, slightly powdery, but still, you know, slightly powdery, and very enticing though. Even though, because that leather gives it an edge. I love Iris Prima. You can't go wrong with this. It's smelling good. Now, I got a few like inexpensive ones too. So let's okay, let's keep going. I got a bunch. Let's do these. This is Etoile de Nuit. And this is part of the Nick Vital little collection that I have. Oh. So this is, two of them are very iris forward. This is iris forward, but this is a more floral iris, very beautiful, very um, very classic. These are very classic in their vibe, including with their whole look. You know, got the little scarf on it. You know, it's got a little scarf and everything. So this is a more sparkling iris. Just a little. It's still got a little dryness that you find with irises, but it's a little more luminous. Then the next one is Tenue de Soiree. Now the Pop Pop. This is a classic lipsticky, powdery vibe iris. So if you like a good lipsticky, kind of old school romantic, this is gonna give you that vibe. So it is beautiful on the skin. It's very romantic, very dreamy. Has a very, like I said, old school iris vibe to it. Not in a bad way though. It's a very old school, very, like I said, dreamy and romantic iris. So there we have that one. Then let's go with Eternity Intense. Um, this is very inexpensive. It's hard to find sometimes. It does sell out, but this is like a classic iris. It's got this powderiness. It's very elegant. At first, I wasn't G'ing for it. I wasn't going for it at all. But then I tried it a few more times, and it's a beautiful iris. It's not too powdery, very floral, very classic, very elegant, very, posh. This is definitely something that you could wear to a brunch event, not just a brunch, but a brunch event, or a very like ladies who lunch kind of vibe, and or something like a tea party. This would be perfect because it would be so in vibe with that. Ouch, I got a little itch there. Then we have another Serge Lutens. Serge, this is Claire de Musk. This is just this perfect irisy, musky vibe. This got a little powderiness to it. This is very classic, very easy to wear, very crowd pleasing and attractive. I always get compliments on it because it's just a very classic, just very likable, stylish vibe. It's not, it's nothing like groundbreaking, but it's a solid, beautiful scent that if you just want to smell good and you just don't want to, you want to have an easy reach, as they call it, this is an easy reach because it just really just you smell clean and fresh and like, oh my God, I'm effortless. It has an effortlessness about it. Okay, oh, that was a good one. Now we have Radiant Iris by Aubusson. This is my cheapest one, child. Cheapest chips, as they say. And it has a sweetness to it, but it is a very beautiful iris. So if you're just flirting with iris, you want to dip your toe in iris, this is a good way to start because it's got a very inviting nature to it. We'll have somebody go, oh my God, you smell so good. But it's not so over the top that it's not too powdery, it's not too floral, it's right in the middle. So this is Radiant Iris by Aubusson. Now, where's this thing at? I had to tear this out of this thing, child. This is Boucheron Iris de Syracuse. I was trying not to buy all the big bottles, so I just bought this. Let me tell y'all, I need this in a bigger bottle. This is this is so good. This is like iris, and it's got that iris vibe, but what it has is like this kind of woodiness. So it takes the iris and gets this woodiness to it, and it becomes really, really refined and sophisticated. Because the iris, it plays so well, the iris plays so well with the woodiness of it, that it has this kind of like standout, sophisticated vibe to it because it's not too lipsticky, it's not too powdery, it's just like this woody iris, but still enough florals that you can wear it. So Boucheron's Iris de Syracuse, I do plan on getting it. I just haven't gotten around to getting it. And then I don't have any of these. This is my first one. I'm gonna show you two of these together. This is Prada's Infusion de Iris right here. Now, I didn't have this, but I had to have it because I was doing the iris thing. And this is a beautiful iris. OMG, this is a beautiful iris. It is everything that people want. Now it's kind of making me want to try the infusions line, because if this is this good and everybody swears by these, I might have to get a few more. So that is that. Now, if you can't get a hold of that, honestly, this is Ambar by Jesus de Pozo. And Courtney mentioned this, Perfume Madness. She's right. This is very similar to Infusion de Iris. So as you wear this, as it dries down, they're very similar. So if you want that vibe, but you want to spend that money, get Ambar by Jesus de Pozo. See, Ambar? Okay. So yeah, this is Ambar. And very similar. Very similar. I swear to y'all, it's very similar. Now, this is the last one. This will take me some minutes to get now. I don't know if they're still on FragranceNet, but this whole collection was on FragranceNet about a week ago. That's how I bought this 2 weeks ago. This is from La Perla. I like all of these, by the way. Just spoiler alert. If you White Iris, Lotus Shadow, Contemporary Tuberose, really good, very inexpensive. But this is White Iris. Oh God. As I have told people, this is an adult version of Love's Baby Soft. An adult version of Love's Baby Soft. And I am here for it. This is like, just reminds me of being young and wearing Love's Baby Soft. Because I went from Gina Tay to Love's Baby Soft, and I thought I was doing some shit. So yeah, this one right here, if you can find it, if you love Iris, this is, you gotta have this one. It is, like I said, it really does. And I guess it does bring back memories to me, because I'm like, yes, hunty, I am here for the White Iris. So yeah, this is La Perla's White Iris. This is, yep, that's it. That's it. So that is it on my Iris collection. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 15, 60. I didn't do too bad. 15 irises for y'all behinds. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna call it. 15 irises for you. Now, which ones do I absolutely adore? I love them all. Let me just not lie. Let me just not say that. But Insolence, because this is the one that started this whole little madness, this obsession. Love this Insolence. I love Shanghai Tang Black Iris. Whew. Whew. Yes. Oh, yes. I absolutely, absolutely love it. Then I also love, this is one that I love, is my Tuberose number 1. Tuberose number 1. Because this knocked me out. I love Iris Prima. It's got that leather. You know, I love me some leather in a fragrance. So, boom, leather and Iris. And then finally, I'm going to say, I love so many. The rest, I really do love these so much, kind of equally. But if I had to say, am I gonna go with this one? Am I gonna go with that one? I'm gonna take the Prada Infusion de Iris for the top 5. Oh, cause she gorgeous. Okay. All right, so that's it. That's all. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you love irises, let me tell you know, y'all know how it works. If you like iris fragrances, tell me. Do you have any of these? What do you think? Go and do. You know, y'all know what y'all supposed to do. So go on and do it. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be free. Talk to you later.